Yes, ma'am.
Alright, fairly intuitive. The only thing I have to say is that the blinkers are below the horn, so you might
Yeah.
accidentally be hitting that horn, but don't worry, we know that it's just an accident, okay?
Okay. All right, let's see if it'll start. Okay. Am I in neutral? How do I know I'm in neutral? There. Neutral. Okay, good. All right, I'm good to go. Yes, sir. I'm good to go. Okay, I am the solo rider with two escorts for the first Honda demo day ride at MotoGP Friday. I'm riding the same bike I rode last year to see if I still like it, the 500X. I feel very special having two guys, one behind me, one in front of me, to watch me. People here at Honda have been very nice. These are really good spokesmen for Honda. And it's the same for the other dealers too. It's always a lot of fun to do these demos. Whoa, there we go. Rode my Ninja up here. This is a little sportier than my Ninja. I mean, it's nothing compared to a real sport bike, but okay, staggered in one potato, two potato. How do I like the bike? It's a little tall for me, but it's so light and well balanced that it's not a problem. It's got the kind of a purring sound that I like. I don't like, potato, potato, potato. It's not my style. Seat's pretty comfortable. I'm not sure how it would do. Well, they're right. The horn, they kept warning me 3 times that the horn and the turn signal are backwards. The horn is where you'd expect to find the turn signal and back, and vice versa. I'll just leave it. I think I'm in third. Yeah, see, does it have a gear indicator? I don't think so. Light. God, I gotta get me one of these. Just quit screwing around and get it. Too bad I'm I'm a parasite of society right now. My needs are simple. Whataburger, motorcycles, travel, and airplanes. My hips bother me a little bit. I hope I don't wind up with a hip replacement in a few years. It scares me a little bit. That's one reason I like my Yamaha FJR AE, is that I don't have to shift, because just in the last, I don't know, 18 months or so, when I ride my Ninja especially, because I have to shift that, and on this one a little bit too, I get a little pain in my hip when I try to shift sometimes. It bothers me. It goes away after I've been riding a few minutes. He got that pretty close. Catch up with him. He's on a 500 too, so he shouldn't be able to outrun me. Wide handlebars are pretty comfortable. They're not too wide. The FJR is famous for having very narrow handlebars, like a racer, only you sit upright. I'm sure you can get a bigger windscreen. I mean, it's got a pretty substantial looking bracket that this windshield goes into. Of course, you wouldn't have the electric windshield, which is one of my favorite features of the FJR. But on the other hand, you wouldn't have a multi-$1,000 catastrophe if you drop this either. It comes with ABS. It doesn't come with it, but it's optional ABS, and I think you'd be a fool not to spend that. I think it's $500 extra. You'd be a fool not to spend that. Shifting is crisp. I mean, it's a new bike, but okay, we're going straight through. Okay. He's got an advantage. He knows where he's going, and I don't. Well, that steps out pretty good. Steps out pretty good. better than my Ninja, which is twice as big an engine, so it's just better engineered. I mean, big digital speedometer, that's nice. So what you would need on this is some kind of crash bars, because that'd be nice to have. And it'd be nice to have, you know, I just got to have some storage. I came up on my Ninja, I had to wear a backpack to take a few, you know, some water and some things you need at a big show like this. And darned if it, you know, wasn't kind of a hassle. I need at least a top box. Now, I'm wondering about the seats. I'm fine right now in the seat. You'd have to ride it all, you know, for several hundred miles to figure out how much help this seat would need. But I've got my Australian gel pad, Australian sheepskin gel pad. So, how many gears this has? I think it has. Yeah, it has 6. I think. Feels just like my Ninja, which has 6 anyway. Looking at the panel through sunglasses, it could be slightly brighter, but you can see the RPM and speed pretty well. Yeah, even in 6th gear here, it pulls pretty good. I'm going to slide back a little bit and then open the throttle. Yeah, it's like my Ninja, you know, it has to hesitate a second, then you see it picks right up. But if you're going to ride 2 up on this, you know, you better have a skinny girlfriend. But for just me, with my 70 pound less of me than there used to be, or maybe 60, okay, let's be honest, 60 pounds less than I used to be, I'm fine. This is it. This is my next bike. I'm going to ride the Yamaha FZ707 right after this ride, but it's going to have to be pretty spectacular to top this for what I like. This would be a super first bike for anybody. I mean, this is a first bike that you would keep for years and years. You know, there's a, you know, the whole adventure rider, you can configure with some, you know, big aluminum bags. I'm sure it'd carry them just fine. You probably, you know, if you're driving to El Paso from Austin where the speed limit's 85, or excuse me, 80, you'd probably want to go a little bit slower than that. It is a chain drive, but, you know, you can't have everything. I'm still not used to shifting very much because of my FJR Advanced Edition. You just use your thumb to shift. Okay, we're going almost 70 here. It's got lots of juice left, particularly if you put it in 5th gear. I don't know what the red line is. Oh, the red line is 9,000 and we're pulling 5, so there's a lot more motor left here. They have a 2016 FJR that I was tempted to ride, but I'm not gonna, just because it doesn't have frame sliders, and mainly because I'm afraid it's got like 9,000 buttons on the left, on your left thumb, because it's so advanced with electronic suspension, cruise control, and God knows what all. There's like 7 or 8 buttons on there. It's almost as bad as a gold wing, and I'd get, you know, I'm so attracted to buttons I'd probably drive into the ditch. And I know what an FJR is like to ride, because I've got 22,000 miles on it. I like that jacket. I need to get one. My Joe Rocket summer jacket that I'm wearing right now, both the elbow tabs broke. I can't understand how that can even happen, but it's all screwed up. It looks like the little fabric pockets are torn or something, so it's all messed up. The Honda jacket the fella's got looks pretty good. I got all these patches on this jacket. I'd like to get them moved. The gear indicator would be nice, but it's, you know, nice to have. Mirrors are decent. I can see my trailer behind me. It's interesting. It's like a motorcade for Jim, you know. It's like I'm the president, because I got a rider in front of me and a rider behind me to kind of look out for me. Oh, we got a 90-degree turn. Wee-hee, yes. Well, leaned right over, no problem there. Single file. He knows that, but I want to just acknowledge that I saw him give the signal. Little bumps. This thing's got huge, compared to what I'm used to riding, it's got huge gravel. It's pretty smooth, you know. We're going over, this is a bumpy piece of asphalt, and it's pretty smooth. I wish it had a push button transmission. Not an automatic, just a paddle shifter like I have on my FJR. It's one that's so great. Isn't it sad? I'm riding a motorcycle and I'm thinking, well, you know, I can probably hold out financially until I'm pretty close to maxing out the Social Security. I don't have to take it. I've been Social Security eligible for 2 years now. I think I got another couple of years before I have to go on the gravy train. This is a really pleasant riding bike. I just really like it. Got a rally coming up. Heart of Texas rallies in a couple of weeks. See it in about 2.5 weeks there toward the end of April. So I didn't do it. I don't think I did it last year, maybe not even the year before. I don't remember. I did the first one with Trinith. And it's a 12-hour rally. And then at the end of the rally, my wife and I are going to continue up into Arkansas for our 3rd year to spend a spring vacation in Arkansas because we liked it so much. We're going to stay again at the Wild Animal Preserve, Turpentine Creek Wildlife Preserve. Yes, this is a low speed limit area, a lot of houses and shops here. Yes, this is people who, you know, are good with their hands who work out here because they have old pickups and shops and interesting, funky houses. There's a bug in my helmet. Okay, got him. It's a really perfect day for riding today. Of course, this lower end bike doesn't have a outside air temperature gauge or anything, but it's supposed to get the high of like 81 or 82. It's probably 68 or 70 right now. Very comfortable. Even I'm wearing a mesh jacket with a Pendleton wool shirt under it. Well, that bug is on my nose now. Oh, chickens in the road. Hey, this is our road. Get back to the barnyard, guys.
How you doing? Good go?
I love it.
All right.
It's always fun riding in a group with riders who know what they're doing. Of course, no cruise control in this kind of bike, but a cramp buster would work just fine. And like I do on my Ninja, you can actually use those as a little redneck cruise control just by sliding them out onto the bar end a little bit, so they put a lot of friction into the throttle. The blue bonnets, we're kind of past peak blue bonnets, but you're still getting them. We've had it hadn't rained torrentially, but we've had a lot of, you know, sprinkles and, you know, brief thunderstorms and stuff, just perfect for flowers. Our lake is full for the first time in 5 years. Stupid Austin still bans washing cars. One potato, two potato. Probably a little longer behind them. Needs to be a little bit of twisty here. Nice. That's, you know, for this part of Texas anyway, this is twisty. But in Arkansas, this isn't twisty. but it's kind of twisty I like. I'm not trying to drag my knee. We're in the little town of Elroy, which is where the track is technically located. First gear's pretty low on this car, this motorcycle. You know, I guess that's because it does pretend. I mean, I guess, you know, people ride FJRs and Harley electric lights like they're dirt bikes, if you like that kind of thing. This isn't a dirt bike, but this isn't any road bike. I think if you have anything resembling a road, this bike would do just fine. Which is all I'd want to do. It's like my Ninja's the same way. You know, if you look at some of my early videos, I'd go out, you know, I'd look on the, I'd get Google, I'd look at, you know, to some little town that was like maybe 75 or 100 miles away. I'd look on Google, and if you zoom way in, you get these little tiny blue lines. They look like capillaries. Those are the county gravel roads, and I'd ride the Ninja down that, and that was always interesting. I would never do that on the FJR, but I certainly would on this. Okay, coming back onto the track. Go back into staggered. We got plenty of room for that. That's a nice thing, $20 to park your car. Motorcycle's free, thank you, Geico Lizard. Good view of the track here. Yeah, I have to say, I'm very, very happy with this motorcycle. The only thing I wish I could do is, I'm not sure how this seat would be working after, you know, my Yamaha, I can do 24 hours, and the seat doesn't bother me at all, Well, this is a narrower seat, and a little more pressure under your pelvis bones, so that, you know, I think that's a workable issue, though. I had premium reserve. I had grandstand seats last year, and I got to park in the right by the grandstands, even on my motorcycle. It's pretty nice, but the motorcycle parking here is pretty close in. In fact, it's really close in. It's as close to the main gate as you could be. You better pay attention here. So he wants me to be last and just going to the tail end of the line when I come back in. There's all the bikes. I'm going to pass this entrance, I think, and go to the next one. I believe. There's a pretty girl. Lots of those around here. Okay. Let's see if we can park him where he wants me. Well, it's Yamaha. Probably shouldn't park it there.
Thanks for the ride.
You bet. That was a fun ride.
Diana here's going to ask you a couple of extra questions.
All right, let me get my hat off here.